neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to my podcast. But I should let you know that I am not a podcaster. Neither am I a politician. However, as I'm sure many of you have already seen the video with Barack Obama, who was in Pennsylvania last week or a few days ago, with some remarks that he had in general, using his term, targeted towards the brothers. And since I am a brother, as he said, and also I am a voter, and as I have seen many responses already on YouTube, I wanted to come on and also give remarks to what he said. I will be making more videos, so if you like this one, I hope that you follow my channel, like and comment. Feel free to do that. I welcome all remarks, be they positive or negative. I can grow and learn from them all. Having said that, let's take a few moments and watch the video to review and listen to what Barack Obama said last week when he was there at the rally. And after the segment has completed, I will return and give some remarks.
I'm going to go ahead and just speak some truths, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences, who's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land and is putting forward concrete proposals to directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities, from housing to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine, and making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high, and are committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act so everybody's got health care, and cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting down? I'm not. But, you know, Cousin Pookie might be. And you're coming up up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that.
All right. So we'll stop it there. And I will begin with my remarks. Now, we know that this was a message that Barack was delivering there in Pennsylvania. Clearly, he was aware that the cameras were on and filming, so his comments were meant and directed to reach the masses. This was not an event where he did not know he was being filmed and something was leaked to the press or to the media. He was clearly aware of what he was saying. We all know that Barack is a talented politician. He's gifted oratorically. He can speak very well. He knows how to inspire an audience when he is there on the microphone and talking. However, some of the themes and the context and messages that he was speaking when he delivered this message, I take issue with. He even used some slang terms that I felt was very condescending to our black men in our community. He used the term pookie, and some other things that he said that I just thought that were totally condescending and speaking in a way that belittled the very manhood of some of our black men, or maybe even disrespected, the manhood of our black men. And I don't think that what he was trying to communicate was effective in terms of to motivate our black men to go and vote for Kamala. As a matter of fact, I think that it has actually caused a backlash, and there's actually some retaliation and depreciation to the remarks and comments that he made, because they were definitely disrespectful. I think that in all of his talent that he has oratorically, that he could have come up with a better way to present this message. And he was speaking to the masses indirectly. And as he was speaking, he was not looking into the camera, but he was looking around, looking down, and of course, looking at some of the people who were there in the room. Some of the issues that he brought up, he thinks that we as black men don't want to vote for a woman. I'll be the first to tell Barack himself that I am actually a registered Democrat, but I will not be voting for Kamala Harris. The reason that I will not be voting for Kamala Harris is not because she's a woman or not because she's black, even though I also have questions about the sincerity of her heritage, because I've seen a lot of evidence and videos on YouTube, as I'm sure many of you have, that contradict that. But I won't go into that. Maybe I'll save that for another video. But another issue that I take with this is that her entire campaign, which started, I think, around the end of July, she did not take any time to devote to black men. She could have scheduled many town halls. She could have flown around this country, as she already has, and organizing specific events, speaking directly to black men. She could have also enlisted her surrogates to speak to black men. But she hasn't done any of this. And now Barack Obama, because maybe he's seen some polls or picked up on some context from some podcasts or other social media, that now he feels he needs to come out and speak to all of us as a group in our community as black men, as if he is our father or he has taken some sort of authority to speak to all of us as a black man, when he was not fully 100% effective in our community when he was president. And I'm sure, by way of assumption, that many of you, just as I did, voted for Barack Obama, not only once, but also a second time because he was reelected. And in 8 years, he was not effective in our community. So how does he expect us to be able to respect him and what he is speaking and the way that he is speaking to us in this moment on behalf of Kamala, to inspire us to go and vote for her? And I am not here to direct or tell any of you who to vote for. That is not my place nor my purpose. I can only determine and decide who I am going to vote for. But again, surely I can tell you that I will not be voting for Kamala Harris. I think that the Democrats, I don't know who's going to win this election. The polls are showing that Trump is gaining ground, has gained ground, and in many areas is actually leading the grounds. So I don't know who's going to win this election. But I don't think that the integrity of Kamala Harris and the way that the Democrats have run the platform of her campaign can be trusted. And I do not feel safe. One thing about Trump that I can say is that we all know about Trump, his strengths and some of his faults, but he has been consistent in his message. And I think that through his consistency, we can say and assume that he has integrity, definitely more integrity than Kamala. She has avoided to even interview or take direct interviews from most of the media from most of her campaign. She was being hidden and did not even want to go to the press. So I encourage all of you to do your research and continue to study and make the wisest choice that you can in this election. But for me, I have something that I want to show you now. Make America Great Again. I remember when I saw this, when Kanye West had it, I think it was 2016. And during that time, I actually thought it was weird. But now, this is what I feel. I am going to be voting for Trump in 2024. Let's all come together, get behind Trump, and make America great again.